Kunal, what are the key stocks that you have for us today?
First one which I'm suggesting is a sell on Bajaj Finance. The stock looking to be weak on terms of chart structure. Bajaj Finance and Bajaj Finserv both have started to show signs of correction. In fact, I believe that the stock is also on the verge of breaking some of its critical support levels. 5,200 is what I would place a target for Bajaj Finance. Would recommend a sell. Stop loss could be kept at 55, 25, 55, 30 zone. Would term this as a high risk trade. The second one which I'm suggesting is a sell on Axis Bank. Now the stock is as well is forming a very similar pattern with respect to Bank Nifty. Those multiple attempts of support towards 720, 725 zone. I believe if this support gets taken out for Axis Bank, it could result into at least a 40 to 50 point correction from current levels. So a sell on Axis Bank as well. Targets closer to 675 approximately, and stoppers could be kept at 740.
All right. In fact, Axis Bank, the worst performer on the benchmark today, down nearly 4%. Thanks, Kunal, for those ideas. I'm going to go across now to Vijay. Vijay, good morning to you. Thanks so much for joining us today. And just taking forward a little bit what Kunal was talking about, some of those key levels to watch, at least for the near term. But on the fundamentals, would you say that over the next couple of weeks, this chop and churn that we've seen, is it a great opportunity to start accumulating for the long term? And we started having conversations about value just perhaps a couple of weeks back. Does that still hold true?
Well, good morning. I think that there are a couple of things which are playing a spoil sport. One is inflation. So whenever inflation is sticky and on the higher side, we see a lot of selling happening on the banking and the financial stocks. So if at all we are not able to manage the inflation, the government target was 4%. We got a figure of 5.1, and it's going to inch up as summers approach, because the food inflation part, it goes out of bounds. So I think that inflation is going to be sticky for some time. That's one. Secondly, crude. Whenever we see an upside happening in crude oil, we are net importers of crude, and it's not good for Indian economy at these levels. We see upside in crude. So unless crude softens a bit, I don't think that this problem is going to get over. It's not going to be very good for Indian economy. So both these factors are definitely going to impact the banks and the bank Nifty. So I also foresee some kind of a gap fill up which happened during the budget, when we saw markets suddenly spiking, and there's a gap in Nifty around 14,300. So I think that is quite possible that we see that gap being filled up during these times. And yes, some kind of a correction, some kind of a rationalization was expected in the markets, because we were seeing a continuous top being made in the markets. And yes, I think this is going to make the markets healthy. As far as your value thing is concerned, yes, there is a lot of value still in good mid caps and good large caps also at in some of them. So I think that let's wait for this correction to get over, and then probably it would be a good time to get into some value stocks. So if you ask me, my picks for today is one is TCS, which is trading at around 390. I think that the stock has formed an intermediate bottom, and we might see an upside in this stock where it can go to 3200, 3220 levels. My second recommendation would be a company called Carborundum Universal. It's into the carbon business, and it's a very strong Murugappa Group company. So today also it is trading about 3% higher. So trading at 516 as of now. I would recommend a target of 550 on Carborundum Universal. And both of these are delivery buys. So just hold on to the horses. And I think that there is money to be made in these two companies.